Hey everyone, Mr. Silbaugh here with a cool technology tool you can use in your distance learning programs. In our Office 365 account, at the top here, when you click, normally you would go to Outlook for your email, but you can also use Forms to create a short little quiz that you can give your students. To do so, when you go to the Forms page, you're going to click the one that says New Quiz. If you do New Form, that's fine too, but you won't be able to get the results that you need and it won't score it for you. So once I click New Quiz, it brings me up to this blank page. So first I'm going to give it my quiz a name. So I might say Sample Quiz, and then I'll give a short little description. So I might pick, please answer each question. Do your best. All right. You can also add a picture here if you'd like, but I usually leave mine blank. After that, you'll click Add New. When you click Add New, you have a couple of options. The first one is choice. This is like your standard multiple choice test, and we'll get to that in a minute. The next one is text, and this is exactly what it sounds like. Reading, which we really don't need to use in a quiz. Date, also optional. Ranking, Likert. File upload, which you won't be able to use, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Net Promoter Score, not really necessary. And then section. Section's really useful if you want to divide your quiz up into sections, or if you want to create it so that they answer so many questions on a page. But for our purposes, we're only going to focus on choice and text. So I'm going to click choice, and then it's going to pop up. It will automatically number for me. So I'm going to type in a question. What color is the sky? And then I have some options. And then sometimes, depending on the question, it will give you suggested options. So I can put orange, green, blue, and black. Okay? After I've done that, or if I want to add another option, I can click Add Option. I need to pick my correct answer. So if I click over here, the trash can will delete it. This little speech bubble will display a message, so if they do get it wrong or right, you can write them a little message, such as, great job, you picked the wrong answer, or no, not quite. Then you pick this one if you want it to be your correct answer. This says that this is the correct answer so that when students take your quiz, they will automatically be scored. At the bottom here, you have points. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow half points or quarter points, so you can do 1, 2, just as long as it's a whole number. If you really want to throw some curveballs, you can also add multiple answers. With multiple answers, this allows students to select different and have more than one correct answer. Okay? Required means that they must answer the question. Over here with these three little buttons, we also have shuffle options. So what shuffle options is every time a student takes the test, it will shuffle the answer choices. Drop down means that instead of having it so that they will select the bubble over here, they can do a drop down box. Math is useful if you're going to be adding math equations, and subtitle if you need to add additional instructions to this. When I'm done, I'm going to click off. It says that it's worth 1 point, and it reminds me what the correct answer is. After that, I'm going to go ahead and add another new one, and I'm going to add text this time. So, for my next question, I might say, what is your favorite animal? Now, you can type in some correct answers if you'd like, but it's not required, and you may have to evaluate these yourself. You can also click here where it says long answer, and it makes it a longer box so that they can type a short little paragraph. The three dots again, restrictions. What that will do is that will make it so that they can't, if you want to make it so they can't answer that question, or I'm sorry, right here where it says number, or it has to include these. Okay, this is optional. I don't use the restrictions feature. You can also add subtitle if you'd like for more additional information, optional as well. And of course the math function if you need to add some math symbols into it. So if you want them to solve a specific equation. Turn that off. Now, if it comes to a point where you don't need this question or you need it to come first, if you delete this, will delete the question right here. And these ones will reorder the questions so that it will put them in the order that you need them to do. Also, one of the things that you do need to add here is the first question should be the name. So we're going to delete this, and we're going to add a new one, text, and then you should put, what is your name? The reason why you're having you put your name, because if you share this link with your students, you want to make sure that you give them an opportunity to put their name on it, because it will not record their name. So please make sure if you do this option, you do include that. I set mine to the first one, so that way it's the first thing that they see, and I always make it a required answer, but I make it worth 0 points, so that way it doesn't count against them. Some other options. Preview allows you to preview what the form will look like when you're done. So this is what it would look like when I was done. You can also take it and then click submit. When I click submit, I will get thanks, your response was submitted. We can change this if we want, and we can also view the results. Okay. This one will be scored. You'll have to let your students know that if you do have an essay, you will score them when you are done. So I'm going to go back. I can also choose a theme if I want to. Depending on the type of quiz title you give it, you'll get some really some cool themes and add some variety to your quiz. The 3 little dots over here, branching is if you want it to have on multiple pages. You can explore that if you so choose. Feedback and terms are not really used here. They're just Microsoft information, but we do have some important things in the settings. So in the settings, we have options for quiz. So you have the option to let them see it automatically after they're done. So when they take it, click submit, they have the option to view their results, or you can unclick it so that they can't see their results and you have to give them their score directly. Who can fill out this form? You're going to want to send this to anyone with the link can respond. Because our students don't really have emails, you can't use the only people in my organization can respond. So unclick that and put anyone with a link can respond. Options for responses, you want to make sure the box that says accept responses is checked whenever you're ready to start accepting responses, because of the fact that if this is not checked, it will say the form's unavailable. You can also give your forms a start date and an end date. So if you're like me, ready to know what is going to be taught on what day, you can have a start date so that it will start on a specific date that's available. And you can have an end date, which is a due date. Both of these allow you to set times. So if you want to do that, you can. On here, there's one option called the Shuffle Questions feature. This is really cool if you want them to mix up the questions each time they take it. If you do this, you can also choose what's called Lock Questions. So Lock Questions allows you to make it so that whatever questions that you put in order will be locked, meaning no matter how many times you take it, that question will be locked in the same order. So for example, the what's your name question, I want to make sure that that stays number 1 because I don't want them to be filling it out like question number 2. By locking the questions, allows question number 1, what is your name, to be locked into place, and it won't change anytime they take the quiz. You can also customize your thank you message, which means that you can leave them a nice little note reminding them that they're done. Thanks for taking my quiz. You'll have your results soon. And then I always sign off. Mr. Silbaugh. All right. You can't send email receipts to respondents, but you can get an email notification of each response if you want. I personally just check mine whenever I get a response. When you are done, you can go over here to responses. It will tell you the number of responses, the average score, and if it's an active quiz. Now, you can also see these and see what some of the results are. You can review the answers and see them and see what people have said. You can also assign them the correct amount of scores if they got them correct. Okay, this one has my name, but yours will most likely say respondent number. You can go back and that will change. You can also delete all responses if you need to. Print a summary will print this. And you can also do what's post scores. This would be if they are able to log into your quiz, but this is again optional. What this does is that you create it and then you would click post, and then that would make it available. Since I am taking this, I can do this, but you may not have this feature available to you. Lastly, you can open them in Excel so that it will download, and when you open it, you have your respondent names, okay, my name, and then what the answers I put are. All right, I hope this will help you. This is a cool little trick that I've started to use for my virtual learning. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be holding my virtual office hours, and you can reach me then, or you can email me at any time. Thanks for watching.